The lore of combat is back. This is going to be an action-packed episode. I got some updates for y'all, a really good lore story, and then for you super hardcore fans, I got a tower for you at the end of the video. We're going to get into all of that right after this awesome intro. Let's go. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I got another groundbreaking episode for you guys. As you can tell by the title of this video, today we're going to be talking about Nitara. Now, if you're new, then I want to ask you to do me a favor. Go ahead, make the best decision by clicking the subscribe button and turning on post notifications, as this is your #1 source and exclusive place for daily Mortal Kombat content. So I wanted to put that out there. Now, I also want to say thank you to the fans that you see on the screen. I truly appreciate you guys. We're moving up on 14K and I can't wait to see what's next. So shouts out to you guys. You guys are a huge part of this channel. As for the new viewers, let me properly welcome you to my new series called The Lore of Kombat. This is episode 5, the mythology of Nitara. You're going to love it here. As I said, this is your brand new favorite and exclusive place for daily Mortal Kombat content, such as lore, theories, leaks, and everything else under the sun. Here's some of the previous catalog. You can check out Serena, Havoc, and you also can check out Smokes and my boy Reptile by going on the page and clicking the Lore of Kombat under videos. So enough talking, let's go ahead and get started with today's mythology. Oh, real quick before we start, make sure you like, subscribe, and comment. Now, let's go ahead and start here. As general, you know, Nitara is a female vampire. She comes from the realm, the vampire realm, basically. And her origins was from Vaeternus. That's her own little realm that they got. We know she got her own realm. Well, you get what I'm saying? Her people had their own realm, basically. So listen, I'm going to just be straight up with you. Nitara is a vampire, much like Shang Tsung, has to prey on the life of others in order to remain alive. Except that she requires blood rather than souls, you know, or life energy. So Shang Tsung, he needs souls, she needs blood. They kind of have the same backstory, just a little teeny bit or whatever. Now, rather than being evil, Nitara is depicted as being rather self-serving and morally neutral. She has a distinctively gothic appearance, which I love, by the way. She pulls that off pretty good. And she has been on a long quest to separate her realm from Outworld. Now, as a vampire, Nitara's moves seems to revolve around blood, of course. One of her special moves is literally a ball of blood, y'all. A ball of blood being shot at an enemy. And her fatality, for those of you that don't remember in Deadly Alliance, had her biting violently into the enemy's neck and draining their blood. Also, due to her wings, she can cover ample ground. I'm talking about shorty out here, she doing football yards with the wings. Now, she can either do that to advance towards you or to retreat from an enemy in little to no time. Now, apart from her combat skills, deception and exploitation appear to be her greatest weapon. I'm talking about she out here telling sex lies. She telling you what you want to hear to get what she want. Now, she was able to trick Reptile, for those of you that don't remember that, into serving Cyrax, only means of traveling between realms. She could then use Cyrax's desperation to her advantage, which is what she did by promising him that he would escape from Outworld in exchange for, you know, his services later on. During the event of Armageddon, she lured Ashrah away from her homeland towards Edenia. Like, she really out here setting people up. She did that because there was an artifact that could exterminate the demon once and for all. So she needed to get Ashrah closer to that artifact so she can get her exterminated. Now, we already know when it comes to her special moves, she got the unicorn kick, blood spit, quick escape, feast of blood. She just really out here going hard with the whole vampire thing. Now let me put this on the table for you too. Nitara's ability to withstand daylight is explained by the fact that only Earth realm's light is hazardous to Nitara. As such, she can freely move on Outworld and other worlds during the daytime. So she can't really come to Earth because of the light. She gonna get burnt which is good. Who wants vampires walking around in the daytime when you got your kids outside working on their TikTok videos? LOL. Now, Nitara has had a few cameo appearances, if you don't remember, in Mortal Kombat Deception. One of the arenas that I played in, it was a prison. And if you looked it closely enough, you would have been able to see her in the back. She was in the cell with a whole bunch of other characters. Also, I remember running into her, during conquest mode. And for those of you that still got the game, she could be found in Outworld and in Netherrealm, speaking with Cyrax. Since her character model was in the game, she can be made playable, for those of you that don't know, on PS2 and GameCube versions of Deceptions with the use of an action replay code. I don't know how many of y'all familiar with that, but you can use an action replay code to get her playable. However, playing as her in Deception can cause the game to freeze. Now, the character artist, Lewis, the designer of Nitara, has also created a male vampire, y'all. Now, that male vampire was scrapped due to the lack of time. Many other design elements ended up being used for Rain's costume in Armageddon. So there's a little fun fact for you that was used for Rain's costume. Now, many of Nitara's conquest mode messages in Daily Alliance make references to different rock bands and songs performed by them. Now, if you don't remember what the rock bands are, then it was Def Leppard. Y'all got to check them out. They got some fire stuff. Journey, Kiss, Guns N' Roses, and of course Scorpions, Culture Club, The Police, Van Halen, and other various bands. So we know Nitara just really out here just listening to rock music. Now, although she has wings, Nitara was never seen in full flight like other wings or levitating characters. For example, she could have easily soared her way atop the pyramid of Argus to get Blaze. Although in Armageddon, Nitara could perform an airborne version of blood spit technique, which, she would stay in the air for a split second before descending. Now, for some strange reason, whenever she is the victim of another character's fatality, her wings used to disappear, y'all. They would either appear unharmed or disappear from her back. And the same thing used to happen with death traps. But Nitara and her race are different from old vampire legends, mostly because she's not pale skinned, morally, neutrally, and, they got wings on their back. She is the first female character to have wings, the second being Devora. Notably, though, she isn't the first female to fly, because we all know that was Sindel. If you knew how to do it on the Super Nintendo, you can get Sindel to fly. Now, Nitara is seen in Armageddon opening fighting Smoke. Nitara, Meat, Kotal Khan, and Scarlet are the only characters whose powers involve blood. Now, they really out here with this blood magic stuff. Nitara is mentioned in Mortal Kombat X comics, for those of you that don't know, by Quan Chi, who gave Havoc her blood magic in exchange for retrieving the amulet of Shinnok. In Nitara's bio card, which you will see later, her alignment is listed as good, which she is in fact neutral. Nitara is referenced in a pre-fight dialogue, if you don't remember, between Aaron Black and Scarlet in Mortal Kombat 11, where Aaron states that he previously had a relationship with Nitara before beginning his relationship with Scarlet. Now, Scarlet in turn jokes that Aaron clearly has a type, a reference to the fact that both Nitara and Scarlet have blood-related powers. I thought that was pretty hilarious when I seen it, because boy definitely got himself a type. Now, some of Scarlet's gear in Mortal Kombat 11 reference both Nitara and her home world of Viternus. The consumable item, for those of you that don't know, is called Gloves of the Dead, mentions Nitara. You can find that in the towers in MK11. Do your little consumables. Now, Nitara makes a cameo appearance on Mortal Kombat Legends Scorpion Revenge in Shang Tsung's palace, where she is asked by Johnny about the quality of the food being served. The vampire responds by hissing at the Hollywood star. Johnny was like, what? Before resuming her drink. Nitara was definitely wearing her default outfit, y'all, from Deadly Alliance. And she doesn't have the white Chinese symbol on her wings that we once saw before. So I just wanted to kind of give you that background information on what Nitara got going on, things she been through and that type of stuff. Now, I will go on and tell you this too, is that when it came to the movie, she was in the new Mortal Kombat movie. She definitely was. Because I could tell you this, she is one of the most obscure fighters to appear in the new Mortal Kombat movie. But let me tell you why she turned evil despite being neutral in the games. Now, I'll tell you this. The original Mortal Kombat arcade game arrived in the early 1990s, for those of you that don't know, and displayed shocking violence for the first time, in that era. In addition to a surprisingly rich lore for its fighters, despite outraging parents, they was heated, and the politicians was heated too, y'all. The game soon spawned a franchise that was ported to everything. I'm talking about from the Mega Drive to the Game Boy, Sega Genesis, Nintendo 64, PlayStation, Xbox, and it received a movie in 1995. Now, Paul Anderson, he directed this, straight up. Paul Anderson directed adventure may have toned down in the bloodshed. We know it's been toned down, but it was a fun action movie with likable heroes and a main theme that has since been iconic. This is why we love the new Mortal Kombat movie. Now, the franchise did have a spotty track record for live action, from that point. In 1997, the sequel, Mortal Kombat Annihilation, tried to squeeze in as many characters as possible, with the movie being a mess of bad acting and endless dual fight scenes. Now, a third movie was supposed to develop, for y'all that don't know. It was supposed to be called Mortal Kombat Devastation, but it didn't ultimately happen due to everything that was going on with the actors being switched and bad acting, etc., etc. Now, in 2010, an unofficial short film called Mortal Kombat Rebirth from the director Kevin Tancharoen. I probably butchered the hell out of his name, or I'm not saying it right. Kevin did create a Mortal Kombat unofficial film, and it caused a buzz in the franchise, which depicted a more grounded but nonetheless violent take on the series. If you have not seen this, I'm recommending that you go and check it out. I may even air it here on the channel at some point. Now, this was followed by a web series called Mortal Kombat Legacy. If you haven't seen that, you need to check that out. Now, that was receiving mixed reviews from critics and from fans. Now, a new movie finally arrived in 2021 with Mortal Kombat bringing together most of the iconic characters from the game, including, I'm talking about your boy Liu Kang, your boy Jax, your girl Sonya, your favorite villain Kano, and many more. Now, again, opinions were mixed on this, though it's proven to be a success, and unlike the previous two movies, retained the gore of the source material. One surprise addition to the roster of fighters was vampire Nitara, who in the game is depicted as a winged vampire. While the character isn't exactly a hero, during her debut in this new Mortal Kombat movie, y'all, or whatever it is, or in Deadly Alliance, she's not a villain in that either, as mentioned earlier. Mortal Kombat 2021 did change this with Nitara, who was played by, I think her name was Mel Johnson. Yeah, Mel Johnson or Jensen. I think that was her name. Let's go with Mel Johnson. Now, she was depicted as being in the league with sorcerer Shang Tsung, old man Shang, and his band of Outworld warriors. See what I did there? Band, rock band. All right. While her introduction makes it appear she'll be more of a threat, man, she got dispatched like a police to a 911 call fairly quickly in one of the movie's bloodier moments during the battle at Raiden's temple, y'all. I'm talking about Nitara tries to ambush Liu Kang, who outsmarts her and guides her right into the path of his famous fatality, which was the razor hat, which brings her role to a messy end. Now, while Nitara wasn't a villain in the games, she was later included in the movie by a screenwriter. His name was Greg Russo. For those of y'all that don't know, look up Greg Russo. He's a fan of the character and felt she has been underused in the franchise. And he even told Comic Book that even though she's neutral in the source material, the idea that Shang Tsung is able to manipulate anyone, really, that has been dominated over the years. Felt like she could be a natural fit for that team. This means that the sorcerer is using Nitara for his own ends. That's how Shang Tsung do. He manipulate. And they did depict that in the movie. But listen, While it's nice Russo felt compelled to give the vampire more of the spotlight, she didn't end up with much to do in the final product either. He basically just brought her on, and he got her clapped in no time. Like, she was up out of there. She was up out of there. She ain't stand a chance. I mean, at least we got to see Kung Lao's fatality, but at the same time, he ended up not being around himself. For those of you, if you didn't see the movie yet, I'm not about to skip over that part. At this point, you should have seen the movie. So if you mad about getting hit with a spoiler, then that's on you. You should have saw the movie. There's plenty of places you can go and you can watch that movie for free. Now, Veternus, which is her hometown, I just wanted to touch on that. I mean, her home realm. Touch on that a little more. It was a realm that was conquered long ago by Shang Tsung and was incorporated within Outworld. He put hands and feet on every last one of her people and merged those realms. But for those of you that don't remember, she did, like I said, use Cyrax to get this little thing that she needed, and was able to free her realm. That's what she was able to do. Now, this dimension was home to the vampires and one of their kind. They saw a mysterious orb. That's what I'm referring to, the mysterious orb within Outworld that would permanently release her dimension from Outworld. She was successful in her goal and freed her home world, though the aid of the cyber ninja Cyrax. So, you know, Cyrax did help her out. He helped her out a little bit, make sure she was good, make sure she got her stuff back where she wanted it to get. Now, I'm gonna tell you this: Nitara got hands too, because she got this fighting style. She got a leopard fighting style. If you played the games, you know what I'm referring to. And another fighting style she had was Fujapa. She had Fujapa, and that was a pretty good fighting style too. Now, I will tell you the games that she appeared in, because some of you don't remember, because it's been a long time since anybody's seen her. She was in Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance. She was in Mortal Kombat Tournament Edition, Mortal Kombat Deception. She made a cameo. Mortal Kombat Unchained, another cameo. Mortal Kombat Armageddon, and then made a cameo in Mortal Kombat 11. And then in the 2021 film, she was in there also. Now, when it came to timelines and stuff like that, she's been pretty consistent with the current timeline. So look, let me just catch you up to speed on this. I'm gonna tell you who she rock with, who the ops is, her allies. She only got one ally, and that's Cyrax. That's the only person she was rocking with. Now, when it came to the ops, she got smoked with Shao Kahn, Kitana, Reptile, Ashrah, and she got smoked with Smoke. Ain't that ironic? That's all right. Now, her weapons was a comma. She always used a comma. You'll be able to see that in her card or whatever the case is. So be paying attention for that. You'll see it when I play her. Actually, I'm gonna put her card up here on the screen in just a little bit. So I'm telling you, Nitara is very underutilized, and I think seeing her in Mortal Kombat 12, especially because she's in the game, a lot of people really like her, especially after seeing her in the movie, I should say. I think she's going to appear in the game. That male vampire that I mentioned, I'm gonna have Ed Boon speak on that in a little bit, just in a little bit over here. I wonder if we're going to get either Nitara or we're going to get the new male vampire. Now, I did say his outfit was given to Rain. His design was given to Rain. This seems to happen a lot. I'm probably gonna do a series on that, what was supposed to be and what ended up being whatever it ended up being and stuff. But the way she was depicted in the film, I honestly did not like how quick she died or whatever it is. They could have put her in the sequel and had her die there, but I do understand they had to get some people killed off. And as you know, Reiko was in the movie too, so that was really good. So I could tell you right now, be expecting a Mortal Kombat movie pack. We can get a movie pack DLC with these characters in it. I'm talking skins, voiceovers, those type of things. Now, if you haven't seen my leak video, I do suggest that you go and watch the leak video, because my source gave me a lot of information on what's to come in that next game. And of course, always take that information with a grain of salt, because nobody really knows anything until it is confirmed by NRS. What I'm giving you right now is merely my opinion on what would make Mortal Kombat 12 great, and I think putting Nitara in the game would definitely make it great. Do you see how this man Onaga is just like stomping on her? Like I'm sitting here recording this and this man is going ham. But listen, we already got a dragon in the timeline, we got a reptile in the timeline, we got a vampire in the timeline. So we need to have Nitara back. We need that representation she need to put on for the vampire community. And I will tell you this, since Mortal Kombat 12 is going to be based off the fourth timeline, or I should say the new timeline, I think it's going to be a selection of more people, because imagine how many realms Shao Kahn has conquered over the years and merged them with Outworld. And when Liu Kang resets the timeline, which he's done, that's fact, that's canon, I think by everybody having a home planets back and stuff like that, we can see a more representation of a lot of people. We know Reptile was trying to get his home planet back too, or his realm. He was trying to get his realm back. Nitara was trying to get her realm back, and you got a couple of other people trying to protect their realm, like Earth realm, and hopefully we'll be able to visit other realms. Like, we have not been to the Chaos realm in a very long time. We haven't been there since Armageddon. Armageddon was the only game that really gave us visualization of what these realms look like. You know, Edenia, what was it? Edenia, I think it was the Chaos realm, the Nether realm, Outworld. I'm not sure. You can correct me in the comment section if you want to, but I do know we had to collect those Kamidogus and we had to go to different realms to kind of make certain things happen. And that was really dope. And this is why I think on Mortal Kombat 12, we're going to be getting Conquest mode. It's going to be returning. So that right there is going to be one of the most impressive things, because like I said, with everything going on in the world, they had more than enough time to work on Conquest mode instead of working on Injustice and having the team happen to stop with all that money being spent. You got contracts, people on the payroll, things of that nature. So it just only made sense for Ed Boon and them to continue doing what they're doing with their Mortal Kombat franchise. And I think that is what's going to take Mortal Kombat to the next level. We also got Mortal Kombat 30th anniversary that's coming. I believe that's going to be October of 2022. And we also got the Michael Myers movie coming out around about that same time. So like I said in my leak video, expect Michael Myers as DLC. Now, I know this isn't Nitara related, but if you're watching this video, 9 times out of 10, you're a fan of the game. So hearing this information is extremely relevant to, you know, her backstory or whatever the case is. So I'm just hoping they do Nitara right. She get the outfits that she need. And I also can see us getting some Dracula skins for Nitara and for her vampire boyfriend. Now, I did hear that Nitara, I don't think that the male was supposed to be her boyfriend. I think it was supposed to be her brother or whatever. I'm gonna fact check that, but he definitely was going to be a person that was on, of course, on Nitara's side. But now that these realms are going to be unmerged, I just know it's going to be chaos, because everything will be balanced again. Shao Kahn has conquered so much, and then this whole thing happened when the great Kung Lao lost 500 years ago, and by Liu Kang going back in time to undo that, I think that right there is what's going to change the entire landscape. It's kind of like doing a retcon without doing the retcon. They properly ended, finally, the Midway series. They ended all of that, and now we're going into new territory so they can tell better stories, because they've been wanting to use characters, but they can't use them if they're trying to retell something that happened. So listen, let me go ahead and I'm going to put Ed Boon up here on the screen. We're going to get into our combat card, and then I'm going to come back with you guys with more of my commentary. Make sure you subscribe and turn on post notifications. Ed, go ahead and take it away for me, my boy. And then I'll come back and produce the rest of the video. Go ahead, Ed, take it away.
Nitara. A vampire from a forgotten realm, Nitara fights to keep her homeworld independent. Years ago, her realm was fused with Outworld, throwing it into chaos. Now that her home has been freed, she struggles to maintain its fragile stability.
Nitara was originally from the vampire realm, which at some point had been merged with Outworld by Shao Kahn. In Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance, her main goal was to free her realm from
Lewis, one of our character artists, thought it'd be cool to have a vampire element in Mortal Kombat, so he designed Nitara. Originally, we had plans to do a female and a male vampire for Deadly Alliance, but we ran out of time.
The original idea was actually to have a male vampire and a female vampire, and actually both characters were created in the game, but the male character was never put into game. It was one of the cutting room floor characters that may someday return into a future Mortal Kombat game. Nitara had a really cool projectile where she basically just spit this huge ball of blood. So when it hit the guy, it's exploding basketball of blood. That was a lot of fun. She had, this great fatality where she would jump on her opponent and kind of like chew on their neck while they're kind of standing there helplessly. So she was probably one of the darker Mortal Kombat characters, a lot of blood associated with her.
Fatality.
Hey, listen, I do hope we get Nitara or we get the male vampire in Mortal Kombat 12 that he mentioned in the video about the vampire, not Mortal Kombat 12. I got to be very specific when speaking to you guys because some of you in the audience like to take things and run with it. Now, we're going to do this here. I'm getting ready to put something up here on your screen. So if you're away from your screen, now is the time to come to your screen so you can see what the heck I'm about to show you. Now, I need you guys to fully participate in the communication section, the community section. This is here what you see on the screen. You go to my page and you click on community. That's how you get to the section that I'm about to show you. That is the section that controls the channel. I want you to know that you are in full control of the content that is placed on this channel. I post polls, I post a lot of fan lore and a lot of nice pictures and stuff about Mortal Kombat on that section, so make sure you come over there to vote. Actually, I'm gonna put this right here on your screen. If you go to that section, these are some of the questions that I asked right here, and some of you have already voted on. For example, I'll say this here. I asked, how do you like your content, long or short? You guys voted. I said, what time are you usually up when you consume your content? You guys voted for nighttime. Now, I just posted those, so it doesn't have many votes, but I need you to go and vote on those and any other polls that you see by the time this video is released. And if you look here, I also asked you guys which Lord of Kombat did you want. You voted both, so you're going to get those. And I asked you about the other content I wanted to post between Wolverine and Storm, and you guys should do Wolverine and other content. And I want to let you know, me expanding into other content will not stop the Mortal Kombat content. I promise you on that, so you don't have to worry about that at all. Now that we got that out of the way, when this video is over, make sure you go over to the community tab so you can vote on content for this channel. Also, a comment will be pinned for the Discord for y'all MK fans to join so we can chat all day. I also want to say congratulations to us. We're almost at 14K, and the One Being documentary is over 50,000 views, y'all. Thank you so much. That was our first documentary, and now also, we did put out a second documentary, which was the revenge of Shinnok and Kronika. Did Shinnok really know about Kronika's plan? Because Cetrion implied that. Definitely go check it out and watch it. Now, our third documentary, which is What to Expect Mortal Kombat 12 documentary, was extremely good and is doing well. So go check that out. Also, go watch it after this video. Make sure you subscribe and turn on post notifications because this is your brand new favorite place to watch content. You gotta give me my credit when it's due, y'all. I'm super excited. All right, so enough self-promotion because I promised I wouldn't do a lot of that in this video. Oh, real quick, merch. Go to my page, click on store, and buy some of that MK merch. I am working on new merch as we speak. Also, when it comes to merch, I do want you to get in the comments. Let me know what type of clothes that you wear so I can get some of this merch together. Do you like sweaters? You like hoodies? You like sweatsuits? What do you wear the most? I really need you guys to help me with the Kombat store because that store is going to be awesome. I'm telling you that right now, as soon as I get that under control. Now, I will say this. This is the end of the video, so if you want to leave, you can go ahead and leave. But for you hardcore Mortal Kombat fans that like to watch Mortal Kombat content, I'm getting ready to play Nitara's tower, so you can stay for the entire tower, and then the video will go off after that. But for you casual fans that just came for that information, you can go ahead and leave. Hardcore fans, I need you to stay. With that being said, I'm going to go ahead and start this video from the beginning, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out.
Fight! Nitara wins. Round 2. Fight! Finish him. Nitara wins. Fatality. Fight! Wins. Fatality. Round 1. Fight! Nitara wins. Flawless victory. Round 2. Fight! Fatality. Round 1. Fight!
The Cybot wins. Round 2. Fight! Nitara wins. Round 3. Fight! Nitara wins. Fatality. Round 1. Fight! Outstanding. Sub-Zero wins. Round 2. Fight! Nitara wins. Round 3. Fight! Well done. Finish him. Nitara wins. Fatality. Round 1. Fight! Nitara wins. Round 2. Fight! Well done. Wins. Round 3. Fight!